Real estate versus stocks, pros and cons. Investing is one of the best ways to supplement your income, boost your savings, and ultimately achieve your financial goals. Fortunately, there are a number of options to choose from with different levels of risk and profitability. That being said, deciding between two of the most popular investment types, real estate and stocks, can be seriously challenging. While there's no simple answer to whether rental property is better than stocks, there are some fundamental differences between the two that every serious investor needs to know. That's why in today's video, we will explore which one is a better investment. Is it real estate or stocks? And what are the pros and cons of each? But before we proceed, do not forget to like and subscribe. Investing in real estate versus stocks. Throughout history, gold and real estate have been two most reliable investments. Landlords were always the elites of society, and owning a piece of real estate was like a dream for most people. Even today, prices have risen so much that owning a home seems unreal. However, in the last few centuries, the financial system has developed so much that it presents an alternative way to grow wealth. Warren Buffett is living proof that with smart, long-term investments in the stock market, you can do pretty well. Let's understand it like this. When you buy shares of stock, you are buying a piece of a company. If a company has 1 million shares outstanding and you own 10,000 shares, you own 1% of the company. As the value of the company's shares grows, the value of your stock also grows. On the other hand, when you invest in real estate, you are buying physical land or property. Some real estate costs you money every month you hold it, such as a vacant parcel of land that you pay taxes and maintenance on while waiting to sell to a developer. Some real estate is cash generating, such as an apartment building, rental houses, or strip mall where you pay expenses, tenants pay rent, and you keep the difference as profit. Now there are benefits and drawbacks to each type of investment. Let's see them one by one. Pros and cons of investing in real estate. A common question in every person's mind is that whether real estate is the right investment or not. Understanding the pros and cons of real estate will help you decide. First of all, I will discuss some of the pros of investing in real estate. Pros of real estate investment. Number 1. Real estate is a physical asset. When you buy real estate, you're purchasing an actual thing, whether a house, duplex, commercial, etc. That's pretty easy to understand, and by being real, I mean you have something of intrinsic value. Unlike stocks, you really can't have it go to $0. Plus, the management of real estate is also pretty easy to understand. You rent it out, collect rent, pay for maintenance and expenses, profit the difference. With real estate, since it's a physical asset and has some intrinsic value, it's also an excellent hedge against inflation. If future inflation is something you're concerned about, then this could be a stable asset to help hedge against inflation. Finally, people will always need a place to live in. This simple truth isn't going anywhere. Number 2. You can use leverage in a safe manner. Another major advantage of real estate is that you can use leverage in a safe manner. Now you may ask, what is leverage? Leverage is actually debt, and debt can be scary. But when you buy real estate, it's much safer to use debt than it would be for stocks. Number 3. Tax benefits. Finally, there are significant tax benefits to investing in real estate. You only pay taxes on your net income when you rent a property. As such, your mortgage interest, insurance, and more are all tax-deductible expenses. Your renters can pay off a property for you over time, and your tax bill may be minimal or even nothing. In fact, annual returns from single-family rentals are much less volatile than stocks and bonds. Similarly, you have direct control over when and where you buy and sell, leading to better returns and lower risk than stocks and even bonds. Cons of real estate investment. But there are cons to investing in real estate, and that does hold people back. First of all, real estate is really expensive, and not everyone can afford to pay huge amounts for buying properties. Another thing is that real estate is less liquid than stocks, which means taking much more time to buy and sell. It comes with higher transaction costs with real estate agent sales commissions, escrow fees, and other closing costs. Similarly, self-managing property and dealing with maintenance and tenant issues can take a lot of time and actually decrease property values. Another big issue is the increased liability for tenant and guest accidents if the correct insurance coverage and property ownership structure is not used. And lastly, investment property can be more difficult to analyze than stocks, at least until you have a system in place and a local team in each real estate market. Pros and cons of investing in stocks. After seeing the pros and cons for real estate, you might think that stocks, bonds, and mutual funds are great investments, but they also have their pros and cons. Pros of stock investment. Number 1. Easy to buy and sell. Compared to real estate, paper assets like stocks and bonds are easy to buy and sell. You can invest in minutes, do it from your mobile phone, and not think twice about it. And amazingly, there's no real paperwork involved, and you can invest as little as $5. Number 2. Lots of information available. When you invest in the stock market, there seems to be limitless information. There are tons of research reports, analysis, charts, history, and more. Plus, there's usually lots of price history as well, so you know what people will pay for a share of stock. You get little of that when it comes to real estate. Information in real estate is very opaque. It requires appraisals and inside knowledge to know the pricing. Negotiation is a part of every deal, and one property is never like another. Each one is different, so in this way, stock investment is a preferable option. Number 3. Low or no fee. When it comes to investing in stocks and ETFs, the price is $0 at most major stockbrokers. If you invest in mutual funds, you may have some minor fees, but the transaction costs are zero or almost zero. When you contrast that to real estate, there's a big difference. Some other major pros include high level of liquidity, very easy to diversify among different companies and industry sectors, convenient choice for retirement accounts, many exchanges offer free transaction fees, trade 24/7 with an internet connection from anywhere in the world. Cons of stock investment. But don't think stock investment is only about benefits. Here are some of the major cons. You have no control over what a publicly traded company does with your money. The stock market is much more volatile than real estate. Not all publicly traded stocks pay a recurring dividend. Similarly, a major drawback is that the ease of trading can sometimes lead to emotional investment decisions. And lastly, capital gains from stocks cannot be tax deferred. Choosing between stocks versus real estate. Choosing between real estate and stocks is difficult because both can provide long-term financial gains and both come with risks. But investing is one of the best ways to accomplish your financial goals. The trick is knowing where and how to get started. Both real estate and stocks offer beginner-friendly strategies, though they will require some research on your part. If you are torn between the two, the best advice is to assess your financial goals in relation to your risk tolerance. And remember, when it comes to real estate and stocks, nothing is stopping you from making both investments. So this brings us to the end of today's video. What do you think is the better option to invest in, stocks or real estate? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching.